Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is the dubbing of Absolute Evil issue 1. Let's go. 1951. Gentlemen of House Un-American Activities Committee. You called me to this closed doors session to answer certain questions. I've thought long and hard about the answers. During my covert work as the Hawkman, my true identity has remained my own secret. Now you say I have to give that secret up. My face, my name, my life, I do consider these my own business. But sometimes business takes a back seat to pleasure. And you know what? It'll be a real pleasure to inform on the comrades nibbing away at this great country. What do you want to know, boys? This is Laura Queen. Roy, what's new with you, kiddo? Me? Oh, I'm doing good. In the green. Hitting my targets. Heh. You heard that, huh? You got me, kid. Guilty as charged. I'm down in the Arrow Cave. Yeah, I'm practicing my party piece. The Robin Hood bit. Damn, so close. Huh, it'll do what? Oh yeah, a little faith. What I paid for this setup, of course I'm gonna use it. I've got everything I need down here. Archer range, computer setup like you wouldn't believe, a garage, that convertible I designed. Yeah, with the ejector seat. You never wanted one of those. Well, maybe it'll come in handy, smart guy. What? I'm not allowed hobbies? I asked if you wanted in on this, man. What's with the third degree here? Oh. Yeah, I'm going after Jubal
No,
Slade.
it's...
Look, I told you about his islands, right? All those private flights, just kids. Because he's but the cops, Roy. He's but the courts. The system was built for guys like this. I gotta do something. Somebody's gotta do something. What? Why not me? All this stuff I have, this money, what does it do? What do I do? What are we actually doing here, any of us? Because something is, it's killing us all, man. Some moral cancer is, it's rotting us inside. Rotting our souls. Don't tell me to calm down, Roy. I meant it. You can be in or out, but I'm serious. This is the way I make a difference in the world, you know? This is the direction I was always headed. Sometimes that's the way it goes, Jubal. A guy turns 40, gets a gray hair, gets ideas. I bought a Maserati, Queen grew a conscience. It happens. But take a breath here. What can he actually do? What's his next move? He talks big, sure, but it's Ollie. You know, he doesn't want results. He wants to feel righteous. And nothing feels more righteous than losing. Get him around the table, this goes away in a month. I don't know, 5 million? Chump change, sweetie. Just trust me here, Jubes. I know this guy. Ollie Queen is never going to surprise anybody. Mr. Hammond, give me a second, yeah? Little people, I'll call you right back. You're detecting some electronics device on your person. You were made aware of the stipulations of today's meetings. Sure, but you know who I am, right? My business is worth more than most countries. I need to be in contact with the office. It's a condition of attendance, Mr. Hammond. Informational boundaries must be maintained. National security. If you'd rather not attend this meeting, yeah, sure. Should I take off my belt and shoes? Thank you, sir. If you'd like to follow me, sure, and when I'm in there, I'll talk to your boss about the attitude. See how that goes for you. Hector Hammond. Glad you could finally join us. Veronica Kale, National Security Advisor. I'm the boss. You had something to say? If you're doing coffee orders, I'll take a macchiato, sweetheart. No, this room is not for games. It's not for play. Speak of work, or do not speak. Who the hell you think you are? I am Raz Al Ghul. If you do not know what that means, be glad and be silent. I was being rhetorical, you putz. I have to side with Mr. Angu on this. Our time is more valuable than any resource on earth, Hammond. Far too precious to waste on your little jokes. Agreed. I don't enjoy jokes. Yeah? I know who you are, laughing boy. If we all know who we are, can we get on with this? I know I've got work to do. Thank you, Dr. Thorne. Let's begin. New York, 1931. Chemist Wesley Dodds gets rich off his parents for improved anesthetic compounds. Soon after, a masked detective called the Sandman makes a wave in the society pages. Armed with non-lethal sleep gas, Wesley Dodds is young, idealistic, romantic. It's not hard to put two and two together. Even before Dodds is found shot dead in the Sandman suit, his basement laboratory's been ransacked. A year later, the US military acquires some new and very lethal nerve gas weapons. Was that lethal gas brewed from Dodd's stolen notes? Ask the conspiracy theorists. Did it win us the war? Ask the historians. They'll say yes. 1942 Gotham City. Ted Grant, a professional boxer, is framed for murder by small-time hoods. Grant's young, he's romantic. He puts on a cat costume, beats the hell out of them, clears his name. He calls himself the Wild Cat. The neighborhood eats it up. So he busts some more small-time hoods than medium-time hoods, working his way up. On the stakeout, he overhears a factory inspector taking a bribe from a munitions magnate to look the other way on the safety standards. And then he comes into a $50,000 tax-free, and that's the end of Wildcat. Grant buys a gym in a Schenectady, trains a couple of champions, dies peacefully in his sleep, aged 81. 16 people die in workplace accident in the factory over the next 5 years, making the gas I mentioned, the one that won us the war. So maybe taking the money was the most heroic thing Wildcat ever did. 1951 Los Angeles, Iron Munro, a movie stuntman and a real freak of nature. Rumor had it he could stop a bullet at 50 yards and outrun a locomotive. He decides he wants to fight a never-ending battle for truth and justice. The never-ending battle seems to involve a lot of social meetings. He's called before a HUAC in a special closed-door session around the same time as a couple of other adventurers of that period. But Munro refuses to name names, calls McCarthy a demagogue. That's the end of him. Within a year, he's living in a lonely shack, the Nevada desert, which is accidentally targeted for chemist weapon tests. Someone filled the wrong paperwork, apparently. Munro's lungs weren't as tough as the rest of him, but they were just as red. 3 out of 100 examples throughout history. There have been individuals who acted outside the status quo. And this status quo has dealt with those individuals one way or another. Who remembers them now? So it goes, and so it has always gone, until now. The Gateway event, so called because it took place in a gateway city, and because it apparently opened the door to the whole new bag of craziness. That thing is called a Darkseid. It was the second most dangerous creature to appear that day. This is the most dangerous. She arrived here from hell. She deafened a city. She became a gorgon, turned a tetracide to stone, then destroyed it with one punch. She also, and this is the part I find most concerning, took operational command of the scene. Troops on the ground deferred to her. Based on what exactly? Her bearing, her tone, mind control? Why was she not arrested? At the same time, while the spreads of another creature, this one is the male, violently disrupting Lazarus Corp operations in Brazil, shrugging off artillery that would have blown a hole right through Iron Munro. melting tanks with its eyes, following which a trained peacemaker agent ignores the Brainiac algorithm recommendations and writes her after action report directly, in somewhat poetic detail. You're more interested in how the report was written than the contents. It's indicative of a trend. Gotham City, this one is a human, we think, but he seems to redefine what human can be. He appears and vanishes like ghost. He somehow builds his resources into the city itself. He wears an axe blade on his chest for God's sake. He didn't take the money? Yes, exactly. Unlike Ted Grant, he didn't take the money. What else? A vast alien object falls on the town of Evergreen, a second gateway event. Less energetic this time, thank God. It helps that the object isn't around anymore, but we know who the survivor of the event are, and they've been altered. Meanwhile, a military experiment at the Fort Fox base goes haywire. Again, there was at least one survivor who remains altered and on the run. And what other beings are out there? What forms do they take? Are they even corporeal? We don't know. We can't know. But we do know that things are escalating. These new threats are more dangerous than any before them. And the greatest danger they pose is not what they can do, but what they can convince others to do, what they can inspire. Peacemaker agents ignoring protocol, military officers taking orders from civilians, seasoned cop refusing to open fire on a man dressed as a bat. There is order in the world. There is hierarchy. These things make a mockery of that. They could topple everything if allowed to, if we allow them to. Previously, we could all meet these threats individually. I no longer believe that is possible. You all have private resources, as I do. As National Security Advisor and Director of Area 41, I have additional government resources. But if we don't put all those together, if we don't work together, these monsters will take our world apart. No sale. I get it, Uncle Sam's hard up these days, so the begging bowl comes with a scare story. But nobody's scared, Toots. But the point of that little speech was that people like us have always handled people like them. And frankly, I don't need any help now. I think you do. Yeah? Well, you think wrong. Get rid of Green Lantern, didn't I? If I've got a problem, if any of my friends have a problem, I do not need a Lazarus cord to help solve it. Capiche? Ugh. I think now is the good time, Kale. Me too. Send in Mr. Hall, please. Questions? That is how we solve problems, Mr. Hammond. Not in a month. In a day. No sitting around a table. No chum change. No games. And no jokes. How did you? So, was this murder or covert assassination? Is this a threat of some kind? Blackmail? What's the point, Kale? Call it a demonstration what power can do for money. What money can do for power. How difficult it is for you to get intel on your little escaped experiment from Fort Fox. Eleanor, how much effort did it take for Hammond to be first on the scene in Evergreen? How many millions? How many favors? Next time, and there will be next time, you could each make one phone call. Unless Lazarus calls fast, I suppose. Then there is a bidding war. Frankly, I still agree with Mr. Hammond. As convenient as an alliance might be for you, I don't see the need to be in each other's pockets. It's not as if we are friends. No, not friends. May I have the floor? Thank you. I'm going to share some recent research from a particle physics laboratories under my aegis. Needless to say, this is proprietary information. If any of what I'm about to tell you reaches any ear outside this room, I'll take it seriously. Duly noted. The Higgs boson is known in popular science as the God particle. It's considered by many to be the final piece of the puzzle of quantum mechanics, the one elementary particle that confirms how the universe works. They're wrong. Last year, we found a better one, the true end of search. We call it the omega particle. Studying it has revealed fundamental truth about the world we live in. This particle forms the base building block of all creation. And now we know how it behaves, how it reacts, what it reacts to. This particle, this energy, it has a spiritual dimension to it, a moral dimension. Please, you're telling us as some atomic particle understands good and evil? You can't possibly be serious. No, he doesn't joke. He never jokes. Listen. The fundamental forces of this universe trend in one direction, and now we know that includes societal forces. Gravity distorts the universe, and so the river runs, and the curtain falls, and the yokes is heavy. We accept that man is tethered to the earth. We do not believe a man can fly. With the discovery, we must now accept that there is likewise a moral gravity pulling down, keeping everything that is in its place. Existence is ordered and ordained. Water flows downhill. Those who have. Those who have not, have not. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Some hold the winning cards, and some clutch at a handful of jokers. This is not chance. This is not accident. This is design. The sore losers in the game of life see their fates woven in a fabric of creation and rail against it, call it doom. There is a philosophical term for that perspective, the just word fallacy. And imagine being so twisted, so filled with hate, so paralyzed by fear. Imagine thinking it fallacy, that the world could be just. But the world is just. We have evidence, not of doom, but of a natural order worked upon the world by higher power. If spoiled little anarchists like late Mr. Queen here would stand against that order, that I call injustice. And injustice must be fought. Chaos must be fought. We must fight it. How can we fail? God is on our side. So are we friends? We are not. So claim friendship with any of you would insult you. To succumb to friendship is against the moral order, but we can be allies. Here in this room, our watchtower, looking down from high above the herd, we can be in a league. Between us, we can ensure the moral arc of universe ends towards justice. A toast then to an ordered world and to our Justice League. Fascinating data, just fascinating. And without your methods, I'm not sure I could have acquired it. So thank you for that, Mirror Master. I didn't come here for thanks, Brainiac. I need your analysis. I need to know how it all connects here and in my mirror. How it connects and how it reflects. Indeed. A measure of Brainiac suits my own goals. Heyman balances Raz and the Hawkman. Their ego can focus on one another. and Thorn's skepticism matches scale the true believers. But this man who doesn't joke, we need to reflect him, learn his secret, negate his threat. There is a name I recall from my glimpse into your mirror world. Someone worth investigating in. I think for the Justice League to be complete, it needs one more member. Sunset and green tea. It's a wonderful life, isn't it? Well, I certainly think so. Is it strange? I was an angry young man, Dora, envious of others for their power, their popularity, even their looks. But right here, in this moment, I can think of one thing I want. Can't you? Because the children are in bed. Hold that thought. That phone. Always the worst timing. No rest for the wicked, as they say. It'll just be a moment, darling. This is Lex Luthor speaking. How can I be of help? Thank you so much for watching this great issue. I love that we are having the absolute Justice League and the members are the villains. This is fantastic. This issue might be one of the most interesting, most fascinating issues I have heard in a very, very, very long time. Thank you for listening to this episode. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the